Alright. I want to talk to y'all tonight about being black in America. You know, I had to pause and let that really marinate because as I've been seeing in the news and the media lately, it reiterates to me how hard it is to be black in America. Now, anybody who knows me knows I'm not racist on no level. I love everybody. I don't care what ethnicity you are. No matter what ethnicity you are, you cannot deny what I'm saying. There's too much public evidence. You know, I was having a conversation earlier about my perspective. I'm not going to say disdain. I'm going to say my perspective on police. It's funny whenever police come up because it's not even that it's a touchy subject for me. I just have more negative shit to say than positive shit. Why? Because I'm black in America. And if you black in America, yo, as far as the police are concerned, you're a target. Think about all of the protests of the Black Lives Matter movement. Think about why they're protesting. Think about the fact that if you black in America, the cops might just shoot you just to do it. You know what I mean? I've had so many instances with police. Now, mind you, I'm in LA right now, but my fam's in Alabama, in Birmingham, Alabama. You know what I mean? One of the hearts of the civil rights movement and all that. Now, I will say, it's not as racist as it was, you know, back then, but especially in dealings with the police, it's still very, very evident that we're viewed a certain way. I remember one time I was in an area called Mountain Brook. Now, if you're from Birmingham or you research Birmingham, you'll know that Mountain Brook, Alabama is a very wealthy area in the city. You know what I mean? And I actually worked over there for a while. You know, I'm just working over there, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even know too many people that actually lived in Mountain Brook. But there would be times that I would go to work and get stopped by the police for absolutely nothing. I think the kicker was the time a cop actually had the audacity to stop me. My car was messing up and I was actually about to meet my ride about half a mile from where I was because I knew not to let them come into Mountain Brook. I knew, like, don't come into Mountain Brook because if you're black and you're in Mountain Brook and it's nighttime, it could potentially be a problem. And I found this out firsthand on many occasions. But this particular night, yo, I'm walking, alright? 2 squad cars roll up on me. First thing they ask me is, license and insurance. License and insurance. While I'm walking, I went off. One of the cops asked me, there was 2 squad cars rolling up. He asked me, he was like, why are you being so apprehensive? My response, every single time I see that damn squad car, this uniform, y'all fucking with me. I don't have a record. I've done nothing wrong. You have the gall to ask me for my license and insurance while I'm walking? That's pretty damn insulting for anybody, white, black, or indifferent. You feel me? Or times that I got stopped by the same precinct, leaving the same job, and the first thing the cop asked me, it's broad daylight outside. He said, all right, so where's the cocaine? So, excuse me? He said, yeah, and the gun. I know you probably got one in the car. If you tell me where it's at, I just might let you go. Man, I just got off work. Nothing that he said was in the car was in the car. So then I said, officer, why'd you even stop me? He said, because your tail light's out. My tail light's out. Man, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You're not paying attention to my damn tail light. I go to the house. My roommate at the time is a mechanic. I said, hey, look at my tail light. Is my tail light out? He said, no. I I think that some people hear stories like this and think, maybe he just, wrong place, wrong time. Nah. It got so damn bad with that same precinct in Mountain Brook that the owner of the job that I worked at had to go to the damn police precinct, give them the make and model of my car, give them my name, and tell them to leave me the hell alone. I never bothered anybody. I wasn't doing any dirt up there. But again, because you're black in the wrong neighborhood at the wrong time, it could potentially be a problem. So some people listening to this will probably say, well, nah, that's probably just Alabama. Alabama does have a certain stigma that floats over it of being racist. Man, I was in Beverly Hills, California one night. Same scenario. You know what I mean? Cop rolls up to the light. Hey, what are you doing here? It's me and two other people who happen to be Puerto Rican and Mexican. Hey, what are you doing here? Points at me. You look suspicious. You look like you don't belong here. Well, I'm leaving my job in uniform. But because I fit the description of somebody who doesn't look like they're supposed to be there, being questioned like that's okay? Or how about the time that I walked into a venue with other people, had my ID checked, okay? Go to the bar, order a drink, go to the bathroom. Just like anybody else that walked in there. Cop had the gall to tap me on my damn shoulder while I'm pissing and ask me, what are you doing here? What are you doing? What am I doing here? Come on, man. I could go on and on and on about my stories and my disdain, but I digress. Let's bring it back to the actual forefront. Let's bring it back to the stuff you see on the news, because for every single encounter that I could tell y'all about, I'm still here to tell it. I'm still here to actually tell you about it. A lot of brothers and sisters have lost their lives simply for nothing. Simply for the fact that cops have the authority to pretty much do what they want. And they can get away with it. That's why you have the Black Lives Matter protests. That's why you have black folks up in arms. That's why the whole thing that happened in the Capitol is such a touchy subject for me. I've got friends of different races who I've had this conversation with, and let's be honest. Let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room in that situation. Man, if it was a whole bunch of black or brown people who ran up in the Capitol, it would have been a massacre in D.C. And that's the truth. And that ain't no disrespect to any of my white listeners or my white friends or any of that. Let's get real for a minute. If it were black and brown that ran up in that Capitol, we'd all be dead. And yet, there's people who went up in the Capitol, and I'm looking at pictures and videos on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all that of the police posing with these people. Posing with them, opening the gate, letting them in. It's that blatant ass double standard that has black people pissed. Do you understand me? I understand that police officers are just doing their job. And not every single one of them who puts on a uniform every day is putting that on to do harm. But they get overlooked because the media focuses the eye and the attention on the ones that aren't being checked for their actions. So it makes somebody like me, when I'm riding down the street and I see a cop in the rear view, I feel away. You know what I mean? And I ain't the only one. It just sucks that, you on a day-to-day basis, you don't know if you're going to be taken out by just some random shit in the streets or the people who are supposed to be upholding the law. The fact that they even had a trial or anything like in the deaths of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, like, I mean, we could do this all day. But the whole point, what I'm saying is, the double standard is getting ridiculous.